The centre has asked for states to be cautious, to keep an eye on rumours, keep an eye on social media activities as well. It has been alerted that ill elements will adopt all possible ways to disrupt law and order in states by destroying public property. This is a bit of a late reaction, it appears, by the government, which has already failed to detect that rioting of this kind was going to happen. So let's go ahead and say there was an intelligence failure at the very beginning, not to speak of the manner in which Agnipath was implemented, which appeared to justify this conflagration when it was not this violent on day 1 and day 2. Today, of course, there's no justification. The states and union territories have been warned to keep additional forces ready now to tackle any untoward incidents. Untoward incidents, Imagine the government saying untoward incidents now, after 10 trains have been burnt, 38 trains have been cancelled, 50 vehicles have been damaged, 1 person is dead, hundreds of people are injured, and perhaps lakhs of Indians have been economically impacted by the protests and the rioting that has taken place in their areas. So now, in a laughable, belated move, the centre has asked states to be watchful about criminal elements looking to instigate and incite groups into escalating the levels of violence being seen in different parts of the country. 20 rioting locations have been identified, from Telangana to Bihar to Rajasthan to Uttar Pradesh. Kamaljeet Sandhu is live with me. She's been in touch with the Home Ministry as well. Kamal, states are being asked to keep a very close eye on social media and groups looking to escalate tensions even further after a really bad day of violence. Take us through the details. It seems like a bit of an afterthought, a late reaction.
Shiv, it's not possible to say that this is a reaction which is coming after 48 hours. Remember, intelligence agencies do keep a lookout, keep an eye on the situation. But yes, the Home Ministry and in particular intelligence agencies have sounded a word of caution as far as states are concerned. One must remember that law and order is a state subject. The sort of reactions that we've seen, especially in states like Punjab, where things have naturally been much calmer compared to states like Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, in states like West Bengal, where there are mass protests which are really happening. So clearly, the government is looking very closely at social media and other aspects, but also the ground situation there. And since the states are out there, remember the trains, some of them, especially in states like Telangana, Hyderabad being the center of focal point, all these are areas which have been a matter of concern. But a word of caution obviously now coming in, an alert being sounded out. The states have been asked to be cautious. But remember, they are dealing with the people with high level of emotions. And even though the centre, in particular Rajnath Singh and Amit Shah, both going out, trying to clarify things, saying this is going to increase the number of employment. There is no way that this is going to harm any sort of prospects. These people will be given employment, especially in the state police as well as the Central Armed Police Force or the paramilitary. So clearly, there is one thing at hand is to dispel any sort of a notion that people have that they will be left to the lurch after 4 years and only 25% will carry on with the army. The other part is obviously more concerned directly at the law and order situation, and obviously the word of caution now coming in. States have been asked to handle with care, especially when it comes to people and law and order situation.